All right. Welcome to the perfect crime.
What you want to do?
Oh my God! He said you want to do this.
What is this?
This is the perfect crime.
Are we recording?
We're recording.
We're recording?
Rachel says we're recording.
Do you think that... Okay.
All right. So basically, my friend
Can you
Paul
tell
here.
him about what?
Can you not?
Yeah.
So my buddy Paul is going to tell me his ideas for some scams, and I've got some certain connections that we don't need to go into right now.
Can you just
basically, it's just a sounding board. Excuse me.
I'm really smart. I have many ideas that are genius and beautiful and wonderful, and they're perfect. And what I'm basically going to do is give them away to the mafia for free in exchange for money.
Okay, that's
Hopefully from your
already
mafia
that's not what free means. But yeah, but you get the basic idea. So why don't we just get right into it?
Well, why don't we start by listening to, can you state your name for the podcast?
My name is Michael Cavallo.
Cavallo. Did
Yes.
you hear Cavallo? Have
Yes.
you ever heard anything more Italian? That's right next to Gambino. I mean, come on. He's got to know
Exactly.
people.
Yeah, well, don't worry about it.
Okay, so Michael clearly knows people.
I know, look, I have a certain insight to this. Let's just leave it at that.
And so I'm going to take a mic up the mountain and try to present some crimes.
Give me that reference again.
A hike up the mountain.
Okay.
And then I'm going to try to give Mike some delicious ideas for crimes. And
I'll give him some feedback.
you're going to present them to the mafia. Aren't they called Dons? Is that what the...
Yeah.
Yeah, so all the Dons that you know.
The boss.
Yeah, the bosses that you know. You're going to tell them about my ideas and we're going to get rich together.
Yep.
Should we get into the first crime?
I'd love to.
Okay. So the first crime I'd like to talk to you about today is I've delicately named it Filling Our Jellies.
Okay.
Okay. So I was looking on Amazon the other day. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta, when I do like a little, that's kind of when you gotta go, oh.
Well, you didn't give me much. You just said I went on Amazon today. I didn't realize that was the end of the sentence.
Okay, sorry about
I'm sorry. What did you go on Amazon today for,
well,
Paul?
have you ever seen or had a fancy jam? Or jellies? Or preserves?
Yes.
You know, one of those kind of fruit concoctions.
Yeah, goes great on toast.
Yeah, they're amazing. But some of the good stuff I was looking at can go for like almost $1 to over, sometimes even more than $1 an ounce.
Wow.
That's a lot of cake.
That's
Think
a whole
about
lot of dough.
a 16-ounce jar of jam.
Yeah.
Think about that. How much is that? That's $16, maybe $15. 15 bucks. I don't know. It's a lot of cake. So,
It's a lot of jam, more like it.
yeah. So, I wanted us to get into this game. So, here's how
Okay.
we do that. First, we buy some fairly fancy preserves. Okay, like mid-range. It's not the most beautiful, but it has like the floating chunks and seeds that you see of like fancier jams.
Yeah.
You know, mid-range.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Okay. Then let's see what's next. Okay, next we buy like a bulk cheap thing of just like jelly. So big old container of crap jelly that, you know, your restaurant serves you. That kind of thing.
Totally. Yeah.
Big old hunk of container. Okay. So then it's easy. We take the fancy jam cans. And you know, okay, so when you're looking at a jam can, picture it in your head, right? Mm-hmm. There's a jam can, and you come up, you're going up the jam can, and you get to the lid portion where the cap screws on, and always the cap is like a little bit inset. It's a little smaller than the actual jam container. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So there's a little ring of excess, and I gotta be honest with you, that's the worst part of trying to get out a jam out of a container.
Oh, yeah,
You know what I'm
you mean.
talking
Yeah.
about? The corner.
You lose
that
a lot of jam real estate.
Yeah, you can't get
in
your
the lid.
knife up there.
Yeah.
Okay. But anyway, so what you're going to do is you're going to go down, straight down with your knife, okay? Straight through. Cut out all the good jam from the middle. And you'll have this beautiful, perfect ring for visual sake of fancy jam around the outside.
Okay.
So it'll all be fancy jam from the outsider's perspective.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, great. So, are you seeing where I'm going here?
I think so, but give me a bit
All
more.
right.
Just
So you cut out the jam, but you leave the ring. You leave a small amount of jam around the edge of the jam container of the
okay.
fancy.
Yeah.
Then you fill the rest with the cheap jelly. Dink, 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 dunk, 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 dunk. That's doing it for all of them really quick.
Bottling, I'm assuming that-
Yeah.
is that's-
So basically, yeah, we can get a couple friends and we can tell them we're working on a little science experiment or something, and they can do
Sure.
it for free. They can donate their time. Okay, so now we have a bunch of delicious looking, wonderful, mid-range to pricey jams, and ooh, Bob's Farm strawberry fig preserves or some shit that it says on there. You know,
Sure.
fancy little thing, fancy label. And you're gonna take those to a farmer's market, okay? And you're gonna sell them. Simple as that, except we're gonna double up now. Get some extra dough. Okay? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take all the fancy jam that we cut out from the inside of it, I'm gonna put it in mason jars. And then I'm gonna put a little something on mine. You know, P-Dog's delicious dish, jam style or something. And it's
Sure.
and I'm gonna sell the fancy jam as is out of mason jars at the other farmer's market, a different one.
Different one.
And we're gonna come back together. We've made just a little profit, okay? Because we're not gonna make a ton, okay? Because
Yeah.
we gotta buy the jelly. I know what you're gonna say already. I can tell that your brain is already clocking the numbers. Listen, we're gonna make like $200 to $2,000 the first time we do it, okay? Not that much, but what we're gonna do is once we've got this money, I'm gonna take my jam company and start building a label for it, okay? And so we're gonna keep doing it, and we bought a label maker, so we're gonna put up fancy jars and labels for my jam too. And my jam will be the real jam from the jam that we stole from your jam. The fake jam, the jelly jam, right? So the original jam that we took. Are you following me?
I'm following.
Okay. The original jam that we took, we put in the mason jars, right? And people tasted it. They said, holy fuck, this is good. And you made this from your home farm? And I'll say, yes, I did. I'm in overalls. I did make this from the home farm. And you believe me because I'm in overalls.
It's a good way to sell.
I feel like I'm spinning a little bit, but I'm going to get there, okay? Are you...
Don't worry.
we're
I'm letting,
good.
yeah, just keep going. You're doing great.
Okay. So... we've established a serious customer base with the real jam that we moved into mason jars.
Yeah.
Because it probably tastes pretty good, you know? And if you got told it was like made on your local farm, you would go, oh, that's pretty cool. And you would just eat it. And so we're going to make the labels and all that. And eventually we're going to cut out your side of the business altogether, the jelly jam thing. We're not even going to buy jelly. We're just going to buy that kind of jam, take it out of the container, put it in my label and label maker, and then just sell it for like $1 more at farmers markets. And
Yeah.
then we can do that at massive quantities
Okay.
all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
That's the idea.
That's the idea, and it's really good.
Okay, a few notes.
Did you understand the whole idea?
I
though?
understand.
Because I don't think I explained it perfectly.
Let me recap. So we're cutting out a certain amount of jam, replacing
The
it
fancy.
we're buying mass quantities of fancy jams.
Fancy-ish.
Fancy-ish.
Okay.
Medium range jam.
Yeah.
We're scooping out, 2/3 of the jar, just to leave a little bit on the outside.
3/4 of the jar.
3/4. Just to leave enough
Be
on...
generous with me. Just a ring around the outside.
Just a ring. And then we're refilling the jars with lesser quality jams.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
For the first, that's part one.
That's part one.
Now explain part two.
Okay, part two is we sell the lesser quality jam in the fancy jam jars
Over and over and over and over and over.
over and over. Well, you also are taking those 3/4 jams stolen from the jars and placing them in mason jars.
Yeah. Yep.
And you're getting a label maker and you're saying Paul's Fancy Jams. I'm not saying
Yeah.
P-Dog. Don't
Yeah.
ask me to do that.
Okay. Well,
No.
that's what it would be called.
I don't think it would. And then you're selling... it's not Fancy Jam. It's mid-range jam.
We're gonna call it fancy jam. Can anybody really tell me? Would anybody really be able to tell me the difference between a fancy jam and a mid-range?
I assume so.
I don't believe it.
Maybe. I don't know. There's probably some jam connoisseurs out there.
Okay.
Okay. So do you feel like I feel that I have the basic concept?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
So how much is this? So how much mid-range jam are we buying?
Probably 100,000 cans.
Okay.
No. Maybe 500.
500 jars of
Maybe
mid-range.
100. What do you think?
I'm not trying to crash your... I'm just asking. I'm asking a question.
Let's start with 174.
174 cans of mid-range jam.
Yep.
And how many jars of low-quality jams and jellies?
Well, we would get big ones, so probably 8.
And who sells just large quantities of just jams?
Probably Cub Foods or something.
So you're just thinking of buying just like a massive tub? Like how big of a low-range jelly are we talking about?
I just mean a restaurant. You know how restaurants have have you ever seen those big cans of beans and a restaurant can get them? They're like a big can.
I've seen big cans of tomatoes paste.
Okay, well, there's big cans of jelly.
I don't know if I've actually seen that.
Well,
But I'll trust you. I'm sure I trust that you did the research.
Okay.
And how
That's
much?
generous of you.
Yeah, I'd say so. So how many of these are we gonna get?
Probably 50?
50.
To fill the 174 cans of fancies.
Okay. So, sure. I assume that'll still cost a decent... So your initial complaint was how expensive these jars of mid-range jams are. And then you're asking to buy...
Look at this. Have you seen $1 an ounce? $15 for a 16-ounce thing of jam. That's a lot of cake, man.
Okay, yeah, so we've established that it's a lot of cake.
Yeah.
So you're asking to buy $500 worth of $15 cans.
Yep.
Plus however much the tubs of jelly cost from Cub Foods.
Right. Correct. So it's an initial investment from the mafia or from me.
But it's not just an initial investment, because it's not like you have plans to start your own jam farm. This is a complete just money pit, because you're just continuously buying other people's jams.
Yeah, but if you
putting in the man hours to scoop out 3/4 worth of jam and then replace the jam.
Don't you think you could make, I don't know, probably $20,000 each time you do
No,
it?
where the fuck did you come up with that?
That's just what I assume is
$20,000. Look,
because you're selling double the jam. You're selling all.
look, we'd have to look into how much
You
money
could make at least $500
off of how much you spent on 500 cans of mid-range jam.
Yeah. And it's a launderage.
So you said you're spending $500 we're buying 100 to 500 jars of mid-range jam with a sticker price of $1 per ounce. Mm-hmm. I'm no mathematician, but I assume that making like $500 per how many times do they run a farmer's market? Is it every weekend?
Every weekend in the summer at every town in the Americas.
So we're also okay. So you're talking like you're expecting to expand this nationwide.
Big time. Every mafia man can spend their Saturday morning, okay? And what they would normally be doing is probably, I don't know, shooting. And instead of shooting, they can make a pretty $500 with a little
off jam fraud.
Jam expenditure. Yes. So let me explain to you why man hours, schman hours for this whole jam situation.
Okay.
I don't think man hours is a big deal because you can basically do this little jam thing while you're watching TV. So on Thursday, all the people that we have involved in this camp starts off with the two of us, but as we start making money, our friends, our families.
I feel like it's more if we start making money.
Okay, when we start making buckets of money, then on a Thursday night, you can watch the latest episode of Survivor, and meanwhile, you can do some jams. And then by the time Saturday rolls around, you'll have already done all your jams for the week, and two people will be ready to go off and sell at different farmers markets right away.
Okay. See, I feel like you're really underestimating like the precision it's going to take to scoop out 3/4 of a jam jar and then replace it. Like, I'm not saying it's like expert level, but it's going to take more than just sitting on the couch half paying attention to Survivor.
Well, no, come on.
What?
I think we should test it. I think I could probably scoop out in a minute. I could probably do 6 jam containers.
Look, this is not a visual medium, but I would love to see that. I'm not saying we're gonna do it right now.
I think easily anybody could do 6, maybe 10.
That's. Look, I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm just saying I feel like it might be more trouble than it's worth.
Okay.
Especially because we're buying so much. Here, the initial pitch was that, these jars are so expensive, and we're buying so many to make it a worldwide or a statewide or countrywide expansion, and I just don't see the profits coming in.
Okay.
That's what it's all about. It's all about profit. It's not about a fun Sunday activity going to the farmer's market. We can just go, if you want to go to the farmer's market, we can just go to the farmer's market.
I kind of do. But that's okay. We can listen. Do you think...
And you know what? And you know what? I'll give you the benefit of that. We'll go to a farmer's market. We'll find a jam, jelly, and preservatives salesperson. And we'll say, how much do you make off these jams and jellies?
Okay.
And if he says he's making bank, we'll take a second look.
Okay. Deal. That's good.
And if he says, well, it's kind of measly earnings for all the work I'm doing, then I'd say maybe we put this one on the shelf.
Okay.
I appreciate the pitch. I give it a 2.
By the way, I like that you put the jam on the shelf or the jellies on the shelf.
Yeah, that was jam, jellies, and preservatives.
Okay.
Put it on the shelf.
All right. Well, should I try another one?
Let's try another one. Give me another one.
Okay. Please have a drink, sir, while I pitch you an idea.
All right. Come on.
Okay. America is full of parking lots.
True.
So many parking lots.
There's a parking lot just on the other side of that building.
Sometimes it's like you look across the landscape, like we all do sometimes, and it's just skyscrapers and parking lots.
Yeah.
Downtown, there's a lot of parking lots that are kind of pricey to get into, right? You gotta pay. I mean, $5, $10, $15. Well, this is Minneapolis, but you could be paying that much per day.
Sure.
To park down there. And people are afraid of the bus. They don't want to go on the bus.
Sure.
And so they pay that price to get down there in the parking lots every day. So I have a plan. Okay, now that's part one.
So that's the setup.
That's the setup of the first facet of this
Got it.
crime.
All right.
The second part of the setup is, have you ever heard of car shopping?
I don't know if I have.
Okay. So car shopping is this thing that I knew some people who used to do, like family members. But
Oh, you know what? I think I might know what I'm talking. Yeah.
Basically, all it is, they go around, they look at unlocked cars.
Yeah.
And then they go into unlocked
I also had a
cars,
couple friends who were.
see some stuff. Yeah, it's like easy peasy scamming.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So this is, we've talked about this before, but one of my genius ideas, a SAP. Do you remember what a SAP is?
Scam assistance program.
Yes, Scam Assistance Program. Beautiful, beautiful thoughts, because if you help the scammers, you're pretty much in the clear. Because the scammers are going to get in trouble and not you. But
Unless
anyway.
they roll on you.
Right, whatever. Okay, so so this is a SAP and scam rolled up into one. A scammy SAP. Or a sappy scam.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got two sort of tenets or roots of the tree that are coming together. We've got the car shopping on one side, and then we've got the sea and full landscape of paid parking lots sitting out there on the other side.
Right.
Yes. Okay. So we can get on all of this in a beautiful way. All it's going to take from us is really, really, really simple. We're going to build a stand, and we're going to build it out of 2x4s. Or actually, how long is a 2x4?
It's 2 feet. Or it's. Shit, no, I think it's 4 feet by 2 inches.
Oh, okay. Well, I want then an 8.
Did I say that?
8x2 or something.
Sure.
Or an 8x4. Anyway, we're gonna build a little stand that's probably big enough for like you to stand up in or sit down in.
Like a lemonade stand.
Yeah, pretty much a lemonade stand, but it's gonna be wood and cardboard. It's not gonna be all wood. Because we're
Cardboard
gonna
is
need
still wood. No, wait, no. You said cardboard. I thought you said plywood. Cut this out.
Well, I mean, cardboard kind of is wood too, but I don't know. Okay,
I
listen.
heard plywood in my head.
We're gonna build a stand. I'll work on the design of the stand later. It's not that important. Okay, but on the stand, on the sign, we're gonna say parking.
Yeah.
Pay parking here. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to lots where there's an automated parking machine, one of those little that you put in your card or whatever, and you don't talk to anybody, and you pay for your parking each day.
Sure.
We're going to go to those places, and we're going to put our stand right in front, directly in front of where people go to pay for the parking. And if we're going to sit in the stand, we're going to say, "Oh, sorry, sir. Sorry, ma'am. Our parking machine that we use to so conveniently get you in and out of this parking lot all the time, it's broken today. And so you are going to have to pay me instead, and I'll even make it more modest for you than what you would normally be paying at a lot like this. So maybe how's $5? Just give me $5 and then you can go." And then they're going to do that. And we're going to start this in the morning. The best part of the scam, by the way, this is slightly tangential, but the best part of the scam is that you and I pay for our Starbucks. We do this in the morning, and we're done by 10 o'clock.
Okay.
Which is pretty killer, if I do say so myself.
Pretty easy work day.
And I do. Yeah. So, okay. So we do that during the morning rush when everyone's trying to park in. "Oh, sorry, ma'am." You know, we just keep going. "Sorry, sir. You're going to have to give us some money instead." Next person. "Sorry, ma'am." Do you hear the money coming? Ching, ching, ching. It's coming right into us, not the parking lot. Then, here's the kicker. Now that alone, pretty good scam. We could drive away with like $40 and we could buy ourselves food for the rest of the day on that, you know? So pretty good, like, you're not doing anything today. You might make a little side cash, a little beer money, you know?
Yeah.
You and I could get drunk together off of that. Right?
Yeah, definitely.
So that's kind of cool. But if we wanted to make this a serious fucking scammy sap or scappy Sam.
Yeah.
Yeah. we're gonna add in that portion, the car shopping thing.
Yeah.
So what we do is we finish up the lot's pretty full, and we're like, okay, cool. We got like $100 or whatever from these parking lot people. Let's pack up this shit, put it in the car, and we're gonna drive away. And on the way out, bring. That's me calling my friend, right? And I say, listen, friend, I got a bunch of cars that are legally parked over here at this lot. They haven't paid their bills, so it'd be a prime spot for you to come in and do some car shopping. So they come in, they break into the cars, they take some stuff, and then when the cops come, if they do, our guy hopefully already got away, but there's already going to be concern about, well, how come you didn't pay at the lot? Why aren't you paid up? Maybe I'm not going to worry about this because you've already not paid your bills. You're already delinquent on the lot, so why should I be concerned about your GPS? Maybe you're making it up. That's how the cops are going to feel when it comes up. And so, meanwhile, our friend is going to get a backpack full of iPods, GPSs, CD car stereos, all kinds of that stuff. And he's going to sell that, and then we're going to make a tidy profit off the side, 10% commission. We didn't even do anything except for the beginning parking lot scam. We got $100, we got 2 cases of beer, and we're good to go.
Yeah.
And ching! That's called perfection, I think.
Yeah. Look,
it is, right? You love the idea.
it's not your worst idea of all time.
I think it's probably the greatest idea.
My biggest problem is having a fucking like lemonade stand style setup. Where it's like, oh, please, oh no, oh sorry, machine's broken, gotta pay me. Because why would a grown adult ever fall for such a
Why wouldn't they?
a foolish ruse?
I mean, think about who you are in that moment, right? You're going to your regular, boring day job, and you're groggy because you just woke up and you finally drive to downtown and you pull into the lot and you're like, okay, spot 17C, and you walk all the way to the front, and then you look and the guy says, hey, our machine's down today. I'm taking cash instead, so the rates are the same, but I'm just taking the money. And you're going to go, no, you're not. No, you're not going to do that. You're going to just pay him the money and walk away. You think people are going to not believe me?
I'm almost certain of it. I think there's a way to do it.
Okay, well, why don't you try a voice? Let me hear your sales pitch for...
Well, I'm just saying, I think we can... I think you're over... I think you're putting too much work in it. I don't know why we need to build a whole wooden movable stand that would take from parking lot to parking lot. And, have you ever been to like a sporting event?
Yes.
Where, some of these parking lots...
Yeah.
Just say yeah.
Yes.
So people just like... You drive in, and just people in a classic orange vest, and they give you money, say yes, you can park. Why don't you just do that?
Oh, with the orange vest?
Just say, hey, machines. Maybe we take a little drill. We drill into the machine. And we just say, look, thing's broken. Don't work. $10 for parking today.
Okay, much smarter, much better. Now I don't have to call my dad to help me build a shack and then tell him that it's for something else.
Yeah.
That's perfect, pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, now the scam is beautiful. That's your job, by the way. Not so much of this, Paul, your idea's dumb.
I never called your ideas dumb. I implied they were dumb, but I did not ever say they were dumb, and I would expect you to know the difference.
Well, you just took a perfect idea and layered
because there was something there, because there was a foundation to build off. I don't know what this fucking jam jelly bullshit is. There's nothing to go from there. It's just throwing out exorbitant amounts of money to buy jam jars and then replace the jam. Look, I don't want to snap at you, but this is what you push me to. All right?
Okay.
You know, you give me something to work with, and we can build something together.
Okay.
You know?
So now we're set, right?
And you know, look, and there's some other, and if it works, and I like, you know, calling in the guy, doing a little car shopping, take a little finder's fee off the top, and it might work, you know. And I think there's a less chance of getting caught. And there's, you know, now this is, if you want to invest a couple bucks into it, this is where I think the real money comes in.
Well, we could do that. Like, we could do it twice. We could even just do the little parking lot shebang, like out somewhere, and we could just get a little investo powers, money.
Okay,
money,
you're
money.
you're just saying words at this point. It's my turn to talk.
Okay,
You had your chance.
Sorry.
So
yes, go ahead.
please let me.
Boss.
Well, no, we're partners.
No, I mean he's the Italian.
Okay. You know, that's true, but you know, it's not stereotypical.
I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Look, I'm just saying, if we want to add, I'm just saying an extra fold, a little extra money. Now this is where it gets a little. No, I don't know. I don't want to say dicey, but we could invest in a tow truck. In getting a towing lot, and so it's like an extra third level. We get the people, we do a little car shopping, and then we send in, because they didn't pay their fucking bill.
That is.
We come in with a tow truck, we tow them, and then they gotta pay us to get the car back.
Fucking genius! That's the smartest thing I've ever heard, ever. That's genius perfection. This couldn't go wrong.
It's almost the perfect crime, you might say.
Oh my gosh, we're really close.
Yeah.
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 Should we shut it down? Should we go do this?
Well, no, we shouldn't do this. This is just a podcast, Paul. We don't do crimes. We talk about crimes.
Right.
We don't do crimes. We also don't advocate for crimes.
All right. Well, and we don't advocate, but if anyone thinks about in a little something, they want to try it,
Don't narc.
we won't tell, but we would love to hear about it.
Yeah.
Maybe on the news, or maybe on a personal email to Mike.
No.
Cavatapi.
Don't link back to us. Just you know, if it works, great. Maybe give us a couple bucks off the top. If not, you never heard of us.
Okay.
You don't even know what this podcast is.
Well, I'm really impressed. I'm excited. I did not expect you to be so into the whole idea. That makes me feel really good.
I mean, it just needed a couple. You had the base.
The tow truck is beautiful. Smartest thing I've ever heard. And so it makes me want to present to you one more crime.
I'm happy to hear it, because I feel like the show's called The Perfect Crime. I think we got close, but maybe we can get closer with this next one. So let's see what we got.
More.
Yeah.
Okay. I called this one the smartest crime ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have high hopes for this, because it's the smartest crime ever. So you know, no pressure on you.
So I was thinking about smart people, what they do. They read a lot of books.
Yeah.
Books. They read.
Love to read.
Go to bed, like goofballs. Okay. But stealing from a library would be kind of tough, because they've got security beep beeps. The things that you go down and beep beep beep.
Yes.
Beep. Yeah, they blink at you. You've got like all the expensive stuff is in an extra safe spot. You know, it's like a little like the fancy books. If the library has fancy books, they keep them separate. And you also have like sober librarians running around in there.
I would hope so.
And they're going to be able to see you.
Yeah.
Is the problems, right?
Sure.
So I was thinking about some like dramatic ways to sort of seduce librarians or whatnot to try to get away with getting some free library books. But I think I came up with a way that's even much more simpler than everything else that I even thought of before this.
Hit me.
And it's kind of beautiful. So we could invite some of those stupid, well, I shouldn't call them stupid, but they are stupid.
Just, yeah.
The nasty, like, white supremacist groups.
Okay.
We could invite them to come do a book burning at the library.
Okay.
So put it on your Facebook or whatever. Not your Facebook, but you make another profile like Jim Hodge or something like
Jim
that.
Hodge.
Yeah,
Got it.
and he puts it on his Facebook and gets a little event started for a book burning at the library of all the books that they don't like. Like
Sure.
the neo-Nazis or whatever.
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to happen. And then we're going to plan our scam for the same day as their book burning.
Okay.
Okay, so while they are burning the books, we have a few people burst into the library, busting all the actions out there over at the back by where the big book fire started. Okay, and we and a couple others come bursting in with carts, and we take all the stuff from the front and load it into our carts, flip around, get out of there. Okay. And then we go to the nearest bookstore and we sell for an immediate profit. $1 a book, $1 a book, $1 a book. Okay? And we sell. Then, whatever we don't sell, when the police come or whatever, to Barnes & Noble in Minneapolis or whatever we don't sell, we'll just leave and we'll make a note on it and it'll say donations. And then that way we're kind of doing some good. Like Robin Hood.
Uh-huh. Is that it?
That's all I have on the list. I think that's pretty much solves it.
So
This is the library. If
you want to
were
do
gonna-
a Robin Hood type scheme involving
really
white
want-
supremacists burning thousands of precious books.
Well, my theory is that the white supremacists who are burning the books are probably going to get caught and dealt with very quickly.
Yeah. Yeah, I would hope so.
Me too.
But
Because I like libraries and stuff, and I don't want to see this bad stuff happen to it, but it might be the only way that we're going to be able to successfully pull off a heist at a library. What else would you do?
I think you're highly overestimating the security of a library.
What do you mean?
Because you're just, I mean, really, at the end of the day, you're just talking about a pretty classic smash and grab routine. We just burst in the library. What? There's just like a, who's guarding the books? Just some librarian? One librarian?
Probably at least 2.
Oh boy. Not 2 librarians. Look, okay. So I think basically, I think you could just run in and grab
You're
them.
forgetting that the librarians, once they see it happening, hey, come back with our books, right? So that happens, and we ran away with the books. What are they going to do next? What's their next course of action?
The police?
Yes, it is.
But won't the
And
police
then
already be there at the
they're
book
coming-
burning?
They're coming to the library for the book burning. We're leaving the library with the books.
I feel like you're just throwing this extra weird book burning thing. Because it's not like they're not going to just like, oh, suddenly there's a book burning, so we're just invisible. You know?
Well, I mean, come on. What are you going to pay attention to? 3 dorky guys in the front pulling down books and putting them into their cart? Or 12 crazy looking dudes down in the back burning the Communist Manifesto? What are you going to pay attention to?
Wait. So, well, I don't know. I guess in my mind I had this thing happening. And so they're doing a book burning in the so they're burning down the library is what you're saying.
More or less.
I figured this was like an outdoor situation. So you want me and our group of criminals to run into a burning building to steal books.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
then sell them to Barnes and Noble, who do not buy books secondhand.
No. The customers who are about to go into Barnes and Noble, that's where we put
Okay,
up a
so-
cart, a table, books
So you're
for
putting
sale.
up. This is the same thing with the fucking meat. You can't just set up outside of like a known retailer and just sell shit. Like there's secondhand bookstores where you could actually sell a book and say, hey, I got this. We can rip off the tags and clean up the sticker goo.
Uh-huh.
I don't know why it's got to be outside of a.
Because it's gotta be fast, man. It's gotta be right away.
How is setting up a stand to sell books outside of a Barnes & Noble faster than it's running? It's like stealing jewelry and then running to a pawn shop. It's that easy. You just go, you steal books, go to a secondhand bookstore, here's some books. Instead of,
but if you think
and you might be able to charge up more than trying to have to cut the price of a Barnes & Noble outside of a Barnes & Noble.
Here's what I mean. So you steal jewelry, you go to the pawn store. Okay.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's what everybody thinks is probably the smartest way to do it. That's what you think because you've been listening to the man. But let me tell you the truth. You take the jewelry, you sell it to the pawn store, the police come by, talk to the pawn shop owner, and the pawn shop owner says, oh yeah, there was a guy in here who was wearing a blue shirt, he looked like Tommy the Tucker, and he came out and he did this. And if you sell it outside of the pawn shop for cheaper at a table, like you put it on a table in the parking lot.
You will get shot by the pawn shop owner.
But your money's clean.
No, because you're still selling stolen
it's coming
items
from different sources, though.
Selling to a pawn shop is way cleaner because that's money. Look. This. I don't know. This is a weird idea. I don't love adding in white supremacy to the angle to burn down a library and also go in while the place is burning. I just don't think it works.
Okay.
Really, on almost any level. Especially setting up a table, because that's just asking to get the cops called on you. It's like, whoa, why are you selling these books outside of a Barnes & Noble?
Well, what do you want to do? You want to go to a secondhand bookstore and go, here's a big pile of books I have?
Yeah, you can actually sell books to a secondhand bookstore. That's what they're both there for, is to buy secondhand people's books.
I suppose. But don't you think it'd be... let me do last-ditch effort for the table.
Yeah.
Don't you think it'd be a little bit more fun to get to talk to people and make somebody happy and sell them, the book of their dreams and make them feel
I'll tell you what.
nice.
We do this. Well, you take a stack, I'll take a stack. I'll go to the secondhand bookstore.
Okay.
And you can set up a table, and you can schmooze, you can sell your books, and whoever makes the most money wins. And also doesn't end up in jail.
Whoever makes the most happiness wins.
No, we're not. Also, you mentioned that this was going to be like a Robin Hood type situation.
It is.
And we're burning down we're inciting violence to burn down a library and then making profits only for ourselves. And I don't understand that sentiment.
Because here's the thing. I knew that when we went outside of the Barnes & Noble and we set up our little shop, like, who's going to want to buy, I don't know, Linda Walks to the Store, the book. Nobody's going to want to buy that book, right? There's books in the library that nobody has ever wanted before, ever. And those books that don't get sold, and after, like, a little bit of time, when we're like, okay, the cops are coming, we gotta go, we're just gonna put a little sign that says, please donate. And we're gonna put that on top of the books. And then those books are gonna go to people who want to read them.
So these books that no one ever wants to read, Jane Takes a Walk, suddenly going to be donated, and someone is going to be like, wow, this is a great fucking book. Jane really walked the shit out of that walk.
Somebody who's like, oh my gosh, I'm so bored. I just need any book. They're going to get that book.
It would also suck if someone who really wanted to read couldn't go to a library where they can read for free because white supremacists has just burned it down.
Well, I hope they stop it before it all gets burned down. Is kind of what I was thinking.
Well, but there's still, a fire inside is still, it's pretty hard to recover from. You have to close down a part of the thing.
Okay, that's true. I thought that I was being kind of good for the world with this idea, and I'm realizing
I think you failed them the second you said white supremacists.
I might have just burned down a library and inadvertently furthered an agenda I do not agree with.
Yes.
So I'm probably going to put this idea in the cancel pile.
We're canceling.
Okay, this is a terrible idea. Nobody should ever try it.
No.
Okay.
Also, don't talk to white supremacists. They're lame.
Right. Not even if you're... Well, can I use them in another crime maybe later? Because I kind of want
I'd
to...
rather you didn't, but if it, we'll see. You know, I don't want to say we're going to put white supremacy on the shelf, but
Okay.
if it comes up again and it's actually, what if we scam them? Like,
Okay, let me think about it. That's kind of... initially, I thought they're all going to get caught. They're going to go to jail. Ha, 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 ha. And then we get the scam for free. But... it obviously didn't work out that way. It looks like the library got burned down instead.
Yeah.
So this one doesn't work, but I will get them caught in something else. And
All right, I'm down. You know what? I'm down for that. Come back to me with a way to get these guys.
The goal was not to be nice or to help them. Just a heads up.
Well, I'm not saying you helped
The
them,
goal
but
was
you
the
certainly
opposite.
didn't hurt them.
Yes, the goal was to probably make it not a good day for them and a good day for us.
Yeah.
And I didn't do that today with this library scam.
Okay.
Okay. I apologize for this. I was
okay.
doing so good with the parking lot. I thought I pretty much had an A.
I forgive you. You did. That was the parking lot. That was a solid 5.
Okay. So...
Well, after I got done with it.
I think that's what I had to present to you today.
Yeah.
I am going to give you a heads up that there's kind of some rich stuff coming next time.
Well, I'm excited to hear about it, but you know, let's. I like the tease, but let's save it for the next episode.
A little bit more tease.
You want to give me a tease? We'll tease out the next
This
episode.
is just the headline.
This is pure tease.
This
All
is the thing that's been caught in my mind going back and forth. What can I do about this? What should I do? There's got to be a way to get this. Here's the little... What's a word for like... thesis. This is the thesis.
This is the thesis.
Of 1,000 ideas that
Okay.
I'm going to come up with. Babies are easy to steal from. But they don't carry any money.
All right.
So I think thinking about that. Why don't you think about it?
I'll think
too?
about that. I think that's a good place to leave off on. We'll come back tomorrow. Hopefully, we're going to expand on the details that babies are easy to steal from, but they don't have any money.
Right.
Okay. So this was the show, The Perfect Crime, with Michael Cavallo, Paul Hudacek, edited by and recorded by Rachel Tesh. And thanks for listening. See you guys next week.